on the modified cash flow statement. It is a very good short-term tool. Okay, because it captures whether our current projects are delivering cash. Are the current projects healthy? So the projects, the cash flows are determined by 3 or 4 things, adjustments that you need to make. One, what are the advances that have come from my customers? That advances can also be delinked if the customers are paying up quickly. So you're seeing a very heavy customer advance where I haven't had done any construction, so there's no earnings really there. It's reduced by the amount of construction that I'm doing and any advances that I'm making towards the construction. The other adjustments, it also has return of capital, just not return on capital. The earnings is just like a return on capital. My capital which is deployed in the land is also coming back and is before tax. So the land aspects, whatever capital that has been deployed in the land in the beginning will need to be adjusted out of it. So if I do let's say a revenue share joint development agreement where I've paid 100 rupees of deposit and I'm paying 22% of revenues as the share of the landowner. That 22% is already deducted when that cash flow is coming. That 100 rupees that return on capital needs to come back. Where it's already bought out land, it's the entire capital that's been deployed that it needs to come up.
So let's go to that slide where we have all those 6 quarters cash flows.
Yeah. Yeah, so all those 6 quarters, it's a very...
Let's aggregate them. Let's aggregate all 6.
Yeah.
So we know this is a 1.5 year period.
Yeah.
So what does this aggregate total mean?
It means the amount that I've received from my customers as reduced by the amount that I've spent in construction and reduced by any overheads that have been spent on. That's the basic gist of what it is, and what's been paid out to my partners also by way of revenue share or profit share or whatever that is.
This what belongs to the owners of Ashiana after the joint.
Yeah, it is what belongs to the owners of Ashiana. So if you're looking to discount my current projects, the value of my current projects, I would just take these cash flows because it has my return of capital, extrapolate these cash flows, discount it back. All my current projects will get valued by the discounting of these cash flows on a pre-tax level. And you'll have to put an estimate of taxes because taxes will be lower than the rate. Rate will not be applied on this figure because the land costs sometimes are not taken out. So whatever land cost will be taken out, which is basically the capital that is coming back, to put the taxes back. So that will will value my current projects very well. It's what I care about in a very short-term perspective. It's very well known. I also know on a monthly basis of whatever I've sold. Okay, so if I don't sell anything, okay, it's a risk management tool that we use. If I don't sell a rupee of stock of work, and I have all this construction going on, how much money will need to be deployed to do that construction? Which again, to me, is basically saying some of the future cash flows are already locked because it's been sold, it needs to be constructed. But at the end of the day, the underlying earnings are going to become key from a long-term perspective. As an ongoing business, can I keep generating those earnings? Because these are ongoing projects. As an ongoing business, our view is that we are not going to give the money back completely as dividends. So either I can take that money and deploy it really well, or deploy it really badly, or deploy it fairly. For anybody who's managing Ashiana, the capital will get deployed. It is so that I don't think we should make an assumption that you just discount these projects, take the NAV, and that's the valuation, because I will be deploying the incremental amount of capital. So the problem with this is that it just captures current projects, which is a 3-year view, 4-year view on average, maybe a 3-year view on average overall. The remaining aspect of a business, we want to become a square foot making machine. Right? We want to make X, so we have a square footage. So our view is we want to make X amount of square footage every year, and what's the margin per square foot that we can earn, and put a discount on that margin. That's how I would value a business like this. So if the business is capable of producing 1 million square feet, 2 million square feet, 3 million square feet, 4 million square feet, what it will take to make 4 million square feet or 3,000 homes, 3,500 homes, and we're taking about 1,300 square foot average home size. And so, per square foot, Ashiana can make about 700 rupees a square foot. You put a margin on that. That's my particularly way of valuing the company. We can make assumptions of what will drive